Hello everybody, welcome back. I started with a face full of mostly makeup. I filmed earlier, and this will have gone up before this video, I believe, but I filmed one look with the Natasha Denona Midi Retro palette. This is her most recent palette that came out. I did not get it before anybody else, so I wasn't able to race to it. In fact, it was delayed because of Labor Day. I was expecting it to be on like the Friday before Labor Day. I was gonna film with it really fast, get it up for you guys like I've been able to do with a couple other ones, and then it was delayed for another 4 days. So I didn't get to do that, and then by the time I actually, you know, got through my work week, which was shorter because of the holiday and all that kind of stuff, I couldn't get it up earlier than later. So you guys have already seen this palette. However, I filmed earlier a look with this where I used a Natasha technique with more of my technique. And I've been trying to play more and more with her technique. My concern is that it takes a little bit longer and the end result is beautiful, but I don't usually have time to sit there and spend a bunch of time, especially since I'm not a makeup artist. This is not what I do for my real job. I've got other things to do. I thought it would be good to show you guys kind of like the layperson's, every woman's rush out the door kind of look using the palette with a similar end result. Now, what I'm gonna do today is 3 looks with this palette. Now, I have to do, my last look is gonna be on both eyes. My first 2 looks are gonna be on 1 eye each. I apologize for that. It's the only way I can do it efficiently. I also picked up her tech, what are these called? Macro Tech eyeliners. So we're gonna use some of those as well. I already have my eyelids primed with her Natasha Denona eyeshadow base. I think that's what you call it. Yeah, eyeshadow base. Got that on already. I've got a slew of brushes here. Some of them are soiled because I've already been using them, so I'm gonna actually just kind of clean them off with a little color switch as I go because I have to wash brushes. Sorry, you guys. Don't you hate it when I do that? We're gonna do 2 kind of, you know, looks that I would call out with this particular palette, and then we'll end up with more of a date night look because it's Friday and you guys should be able to, you know, do date nights with stuff. Okay, I'm gonna grab this taupe matte right here. What does she call this? Nude mauve, descriptive. And I'm gonna use that as my transition. Should I do one that's more of kind of like an everyday work look? Maybe with glasses? Yeah, let's do that. We'll do one look like that, and then we'll do one that's a little bit more fun and amped up. Different color story maybe. Formula, just what we'd expect. Really, really beautiful. That's a nice transition shade. I gotta keep to 1 eye though, right? This shade almost looks like a little bit like a sequin shade called Andy. We're gonna use that. It's a little plummier. This is a mauve burgundy plum colored palette. I do like the fact that there's a combination of mattes and shimmers, and like I said, this one that appears to be a little bit of a sequin shade. She's got a description for all those. I recommend you follow her. Okay, we're gonna grab this darker kind of really wine colored shade called Groove. It's gonna be outer eye shaping shade. Now, I've been using the same brush. I should have gone in with a smaller brush, and I might even switch here in a second, but I feel like these shadows really do kind of apply themselves. I just cleaned off that brush a little bit. I want to buff it in here a little bit. And I feel like you don't even have to have like perfect tools. I feel like this is a palette you could really apply with your fingers. I've really, really, really been enjoying this. Love the color story. It just feels appropriate for me this time of year. So pretty. Okay, I'm gonna take this darker kind of purpley color here and press it a little bit on the outside. I'm just gonna kind of sort of feather that in all over the lid. This automatically went to a place I didn't want it to go. I'm like, oh, I wanna play with all of it. I'm gonna grab this one in here in the center, which I think is a little bit more of a topper, isn't it? And we're just gonna pluck that right on the top here. This gives us kind of a smoky, a little bit more of a sultry, it's a pretty look. Such a pretty shade. I've been playing with this palette now for a little while, and I literally haven't been able to mess up my eyeshadow. I'll be really curious to see who dupes this first, because you know that there's brands out there just scrambling to kind of get this into production. That's one. I'm gonna actually put on, maybe I'm gonna do the purple eyeliner on this one. Her purple tech eyeliner. And I sometimes, and you probably shouldn't, I sometimes pull my eyelid out a little bit just so I can get a good line. I'm gonna try that in just a little bit in here to give that outer edge some definition. Creamy formula. I can already tell you I like these better than her other eyeliners that are in the white pencils. I'm gonna throw some mascara on this eye. I don't have a Natasha Denona mascara. Does she even have mascara? Let's grab we're gonna use some Charlotte Tilbury mascara. So give me just a second, let me put some mascara on. Okay guys, first look down, we've got this kind of cool toned, plummy, purpley, smoky eyeshadow look, and it's so nice. Okay, we're gonna warm it up. We're gonna do, this is, I don't know if I would call this a work look. I'd call this a date night / more fun look. What I think I'm gonna do is kind of combine this sort of warmer shade and this taupe that I used on the first one. And that's gonna be kind of my transition shade here. I've just got it on a big fluffy brush because I felt like that kind of burgundy shade, that sort of brick red, is too deep for a good transition. So non-pro tip, mix 2 colors together and then one. Okay, that shade's on. Now I'm actually gonna go back into this darker, the darker of the 2 shades that I just grabbed. I'm just gonna pack on a little bit more and we're gonna buff it into the outer side here, outer corner of the eyelashes. So I'm gonna deposit the majority of it and then I'm gonna work it up just a little tiny bit into about where that crease is. Just give my eyes a little bit of definition without going overboard. I'm gonna clean out that brush and we're gonna go back into this lighter taupe shade too and kind of top the ledge a little bit. And because this is gonna be a work look, I think for work I would use maybe this lighter kind of, a little bit of a shimmery color here called Vivian. I'm gonna put a little bit of that. I'm just gonna turn in the movable lid. I like that it's not too metallic-y. It just gives me that lightness that I really, really like with a work look. Chances are I'm gonna be wearing glasses and I don't want it to be too heavy and dark with glasses. Lightest shade right here. And if I recall, it's a little bit of a pink undertone, but it's a good matte right here. Lightening things up just a little itty bitty tiny bit. And I think now I want to use the brown eyeliner on this side. So let me put some eyeliner and some mascara on and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, this would be my everyday, every woman daytime work look. A little warmer, a little bit more subtle, not quite as smoky as my purple side. Seems like a strange thing to say. But they're both really beautiful and I do really like the quality. And now that I've got my creative juices flowing a little bit, I want to come up with something just a little bit over the top for date night. So give me just a second, let me take this off, I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, I'm back. It's a little bit messy right now. I tried to get it cleaned off and get the eyeshadow base going again. I gotta be honest, I started filming and then I just got out of my head and I was like, I gotta fix this camera here, hold on, there we go. I feel like when I was filming and I was thinking about these colors and how I wanted to apply them and doing something sort of edgy and exotic and fun, I just got out of control. And I think this is one of those palettes where you don't have to do that. You don't have to apply every single shade to get what you want. So we're starting over again. I'm actually gonna start with this darkest shade right here. And I'm gonna kind of keep that close to my lash line. And I'm gonna go all the way across. And I do have a hair in my way. But this is gonna be the beginning of that kind of smoky, little grungy look that I want for tonight. Now, you're gonna say, Shella, why would you wanna go grungy? And that's because my husband's playing with a band. And I don't wanna call it his persona because frankly, he's kilts anyway. Not all the time, but he's fully embraced his Scottish heritage. But when he plays, he tends to kind of do the kilt and combat thing, kilt and combat spoon thing. And I don't want the attention to be on me, but I want to actually look like we're still together. So I'm not like fully going like full on punk, but I definitely kind of want to dirty it up a little bit. I'm going to go in with this purple color. I did color switch my brush in between, and we're just taking this a little bit over, a little higher, kind of smooth out that top edge with that sort of plummier color. And then I'm going to drag it up, feather it up a little bit more from there too. Yeah, the first time I was kind of filming a look like this for you guys, I got too much. I was like, oh, and then I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use this, and I don't think you need to do that. I don't think you need to try to load up your lids with every single color in this palette. I don't think that's the purpose behind this palette. I think you really can do less is more, and, you know, 1 or 2 shades, and you can be out the door. Add in a 3rd shade as a little bit of a lightness. I think you don't need to kind of get in your bit. I remember once reading something that said, you don't have to believe everything you think. Okay, this particular brush is great for applying the dark shadows, but not necessarily the best blending brush. So I am gonna keep working on that a little bit here, but I need to put on a different color. So if you guys can notice, I have small hooded close set eyes. This eye tends to want to drift in anyway. So I got to be careful that I don't look too cross-eyed. I know, just probably way more information than you needed to have. When I do a darker color in here, I immediately start to look more cross-eyed. So I'm going to take Vivian, and I'm going to put Vivian here just to kind of brighten up this inner, even though I just kind of went over it with that super dark. I'm still leaving everything largely dark. I just want to, and this isn't really necessarily my inner corner highlight, although it could be. Beautiful color. I'm just giving this inner portion, not even a quarter, this may be a quarter, inner portion of my lid, just a little bit of lightness right there so that I don't have that full-on cross-eyed kind of look. Color switch and then I buff it a little bit. I want to go into Patty, which is this kind of bronze shade. And I know you're thinking, Shell, you just put on like purples. Why would you want to do that? I think there's something really beautiful about the purples with the warmer shades, and I think lends itself to that. So normally when I do eyeshadows, I feel like I kind of layer them on top of each other, and with the formulas in here, and because some of them are creams, some of them are cream to powder, cream to matte, then you've got some shimmers and you've got some mattes in here. I feel like because of that, you almost have to put them next to each other without layering them on top of each other. When you layer them on top of each other, if you don't really know what you're working with, and when you're working with a brush, it's sometimes hard to know that. Doing it with a brush and you can't feel the consistency of it, then you can easily end up a muddy mess. I'm gonna grab this dark purple again because I want to bring up that shape a little bit more. Oh, I think I want to do Jade, this sort of taupe shimmer right on the center. Maybe a little bit lower down, but I want to bring a little tiny nod of light right to the center of my lid just to give it a little bit of shape. And sometimes I apply with a finger and then I take a clean finger and sort of buff out the edges. That way I don't apply too much and I can kind of diffuse. We have a good base going. I need some mascara. Wait, how's my blend here? Sometimes I get a little over enthusiastic with the shimmers too. We've got 3 eyeliners, right? We've got the, where did they go? Found it, stop looking. Okay, I've got the purple, I've got a brown, and I've got a black. I really feel like I need a little bit of the black right here. And I'm just kind of tightlining because it's already looking very smoky, and I don't want it to be complete. I don't want the shadows to be completely lost, but I do want to deepen up that lash line and pull it out here a little bit. Use all of these, you guys. Taking the purple, and we're going to do a waterline with the purple. Now, you have to do the right color of purple because your eyes can quickly look very bloodshot. With this sort of aubergine, whatever color. This is such a good color if you're not wanting to do like a heavy, thick black eyeliner, or if you think black eyeliner is too harsh, do the purple. It's very, I mean, it makes it softer. Maybe not so much when you're doing water lines with it because it kind of looks a little scary, but. And then I'm taking the brown just down here along the bottom because I do want to thicken up this lash line a little, but I don't want it to be too harsh with the black. And I do have that other shadow kind of smudged under here already, and I'm leaving it. I'm not gonna clean that up. I want some focus on my eyes. I also want it to be tastefully done too. So let's put some mascara on and yeah, we'll clean up. I'll be right back. We have a full-on smudged, smoky bedroom eye kind of moment going on. And I think that's completely perfectly fine for date night. I'm gonna grab this one right here in the center. That's gonna be my kind of inner corner highlight. It's pink perfection, honestly. I think she's been criticized before about, you know, maybe not having a good indicator of what the inner corner highlight is in the palette. This is such a well-curated palette in the sense that you do have shades that you can use as either a warm or a cool color transition shade. You do have the darker, richer shades that you can use to kind of smoke out the eye or give your eye the definition that you want. You do have lighter shades that you can use to kind of build the lightness and the darkness. So that right there, right there. And I love this palette. I love this palette so much, you guys. I don't get anything in here. I'm not sponsored, affiliate, endorsed, nothing like that. I'm wondering if I should do something different with the lip. I don't know what's going on with my blush here. I think it's the taking things off and putting things on a bunch of times. I don't know. I almost don't want to do anything. I love the kind of grungy, like I slept in my eyeshadow, which I don't do. Shouldn't either. I'm just going to grab a little bit of the Glow foundation and a little tiny bit of glimmer right there. Those wrap guys, girlfriend. Here's the thing. It's raining. I don't know why I'm putting this much effort into it. Let's go ahead and do a little setting powder. I wonder if I'm gonna survive the night with this makeup on anyway. It's gonna look even more grungy and goth and gloomy by the time the rain hits me and my hair gets frizzy. I am using the Pat McGrath Labs powder. Does Natasha actually have a setting powder? I should feel like I should know that. Did I lose too much of my blush? No, I think it's okay. I don't know about the lips though. I kind of want to use that Bordeaux lip liner. Should we do a little bit of it? This is probably too much, right? It's really pretty. What color is this? I just did a little of the Dahlia, kind of in a nod to that warmer color. I got a little powder gloss. That sounds strange. The gloss is colored powder, shade powder. That's a lot. I don't care right now. You guys, I'm having so much fun with this palette. I hope you guys stick around. I love playing with it, and my whole premise behind this is, can we take a lady of a certain age who's not a makeup artist, and can we throw some makeup at her, and can she get it to work? And then does that translate to people, you know, lay people who are not super skilled or whatever, artistic? Can we get it to, I'm losing my hair here. Can we get it to function for us in such a way that we feel like the best versions of ourselves? So if you guys are interested in that kind of content and my crappy video editing and recording and sometimes technological challenges, then I hope you guys stick around. I hope you guys hit the little subscribe button and leave me a comment down below. Tell me, how do you guys feel about Natasha Denona? Do you like the stuff? Did you like this palette? Are you more interested in this palette now, seeing someone who's not a professional YouTuber, not a professional makeup artist, actually play with it and get it to function? Are you more interested now or not? Doesn't make any difference to me. Like, it's not gonna give me any money. It's not gonna, you know, but I am curious as to what you guys think. Does this kind of content help you guys? All right, you guys, I hope you're doing very, very well. And until my next video, bye for now.